We're just having a wander around the garden, and this is the main entrance where you come into it, and just having a chat about what's in flower at the moment. So we thought we'd bring you along to join us.
I really like cottage gardens, and over the years I wondered if my garden will ever turn into that, which now I'm satisfied that it has. And I like to have a wild cottage garden. It's slightly formal, but I'm not a fussy gardener. I've taken on roses, as you will have seen in other episodes. This one is a Pat Austin. I find that Austins are a good variety to have. They're really prolific flowers.
The David Austin ones?
Yeah, well, just David Austin, just David Austin.
Do you remember what this one is?
This one is called...
It's not a David Austin.
No, this one's not. I do have others. I'm pretty sure it's a Floribunda, and it's called Your Eyes Only. And I do have another one which will show you that's Eyes for You. So they go together.
Is that here? Or?
That's that one over there.
That's the one.
We'll come to that.
Yeah. Just seeing the flower alone, you wouldn't actually think it was a rose.
It has a poppy-like look about it.
Something else.
Yes.
All looking really nice.
And I've got the catmint hedge that sort of brings you in when you walk from the gate. Some things have turned up amongst it, but mostly it's gone really well. And plants that they say should only be in the sun or only be in the shade, I have it all, and either way it always works.
But over this side,
one side grows a little bit better.
Got a bit of shade over here.
Yesterday when I was in the garden, I pulled out two plants that are always seem to turn into a disease. I think it's pronounced Erisseum, or known as a wallflower. Anyway, I think I'll have to give up on those because they just keep having a problem, but I'll have fun replacing them. And we've got these, I think they're purple velvet sage, is what they're called, and they're really amazing. They're just starting to flower, and I've made them all from cuttings. And then we've got this rose that is a climber, but it's not kind of working well as for the wheel, as it's all dangling around.
Especially with the wind that we've had. You see this is blown over.
I have tied it on so it doesn't snap. It has got string on there because otherwise it'll be worse off.
It looks like it needs,
a bit
or
more,
wants something much
wall,
bigger.
A wall. Over the years I've had dahlias, and every time where they come up to a nice height, the wind comes and they fall over, and this year I've actually done something about that. It doesn't look really good to begin with. I have a bit of a homemade fence that I made, a grid with string and posts as sticks. Anyway, once the dahlias and all the self-seeded love in the mist come up, the fence will hide, and my plan is that the fence will hold the dahlias up and stop them blowing over.
A couple of different flower types and colours.
Yeah, and I've only sort of planted this once, so if those that are new to gardening and don't know Nigella or Love in the Mist as it's called, they will self-seed. They are easy to pull out if you don't want them.
Of it.
But they're really nice, and they're easy to pull out, like I said, if you didn't want them. But they're really nice, soft colour in the background.
Good cottage garden plant, isn't it?
Oh yeah, very cottagey. Yeah. No, yeah. Apparently you can eat the seeds. I haven't done that myself, but I have heard, so I must try to do that. But the fence will hide soon. I can see that my dahlias are coming up.
This is looking really nice up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it has worked out. Over the years I've always said, I mustn't make any more garden beds, and I said to John, we first talked about, yes, we will make a garden bed here, and then I said, oh no, I've got enough to do. Anyway, John goes, it'll be all right, and it has worked out okay. So we put these in, and the lupins have turned out really well. I was given seed, and it all has grown really well. This is the second year of flower, and so I didn't know what colours I would get, but I'm quite impressed that they're really good. They're very long flowering, they keep coming. So at the end of their flowering time, I just cut them short, and it just stays as leaf on the bottom.
It comes back again next year.
Yeah, and then it just keeps coming back. And it has worked out as an easy garden bed in the end.
I like the We get snow in summer
Summer, yes, snow in the summer.
along here, which along with the colour,
it's really easy to
really
grow.
nice. And gives a nice walkway, a nice entrance.
I had put the Erisseum in here, the wallflower, but I have, like I had around the other side, I ended up pulling it out. This one hasn't flowered at all,
happy.
it's just got this strange thing. If anyone knows about
This
why.
one's looking quite yellow too, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and this one is doing strange things too. I have it in orange and I haven't had any problems with the orange one, but all the other ones, and I'm yet to find out if the purple will do it, but they just have strange behaviour.
This looks like deficiency, but yeah, because the way it's coming in from the edges.
It's gone yellow.
Yeah.
But it's like it balls up and it doesn't flower and it just keeps spreading and spreading. I think it's been a really good idea to have the fence here, sort of hides the veggie garden a little bit, and in the spring and summer to have the autumn colour, you know, the nice colours.
It's a bit nicer to look at the flowers than
Yeah.
the veggies, which are sometimes messy, particularly in winter, isn't it? When
Yeah, it's a bit-
plastic's there and that sort of thing. But it's double benefit because this also breaks the wind.
Yeah, yes, it
and
has the
helps
wind
the
break.
veggies, so
It
you
is-
win both ways.
It's the sun still gets through it all. It hasn't been a problem. I want to talk about these snow in the summer that I had just from the other side. Just dug up little plants. They had a little bit of root in them, and they have transferred really well. They look dead for a while, but this spring they've just taken off, and it's worked out. And so eventually that'll be a thick ground cover along there. And then I've still got clematises that are yet to flower. That'll be my first flower, but it has really worked out.
The young ones.
Yeah,
like
little
that
baby
little
ones.
one there. But yeah,
Most of them
are
have
looking
come up
great.
already.
I like the one over here on the corner. This rose is looking great, isn't it?
Yeah, this one's burgundy, but it has, we'll have to show you a close-up. Last 2 years it has a mixed colour, because it would be, the true colour would be ice, the white colour, and sometimes it has a half white, half burgundy flower about it.
Yeah, so it's the burgundy iceberg, which is
Yes, the mix comes through, but it does look well.
lots of flowers.
I did move it from another place, so it's taken a few years to come really nice, but it has worked out because it's half sun, half shade. And then, was it a late winter, we have bluebells that come up in here as a second colour. And then I've planted this plant that I know is called Frost, and it's worked out really well for being in the shade, so it has multiple layers.
I'm surprised really how quickly that's come away, because the bluebells were there not that long ago,
It was swallowed up,
and as
wasn't
you
it?
cut them down when they're finished, this just really
Yes, it's a tough
jumped out
plant, taken on
and
the lot.
turned into beautiful.
Yeah. Whenever I
Really
look
nice.
for plants, I have to think of the frost. So, I can't have a fussy plant.
You mean frost hardy?
Yeah, frost hardy plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit confusing with you calling it a
Yeah,
frost.
yeah, sorry.
Frost. But
Yeah, I know. The name is Frost, but it loves the
it is
frost.
frost hardy, so
Yeah.
that's good.
And I will have to trim the hedge
Nice on the
soon.
boat.
I only trim it once a year,
Yeah,
so
another
it's
job.
a low maintenance thing.
What's this rose called?
I know it to be Sunset,
Sunset.
a dwarf rose,
It's really
and it's
gives
a very
lots
long flowering one,
of,
isn't
lots
it?
of flowers too, isn't it?
Yeah. And this one is David Austin. It's called Lady Charlotte, and this one also just keeps coming really well. And then it's got all these happy self-seeders down here. There's a little volunteers that have just turned up, but that's okay. And then I have this blue star creeper, which has worked out well out of all the creepers I've tried. I like this one the best. instead of wood chipping, you know, you can have these really low growing creepers.
Now, originally you put down pine bark here, didn't we? And then this is actually grown over the pine bark.
Yes, holds the moisture in.
And that's then really low maintenance now. Really good. A nice combination of the really small flowers, something in between, and then the bigger. It's really pretty.
I had redug and totally redid the whole garden bed. It was quite a chore because I dug all the soil out that I could, just so it wouldn't grow back old things that I didn't want, and basically just redesigned the whole bed, which has worked out to be nice.
There's a little bit of film of this bed when it was first planted in a previous film. I'll put a link to it in the corner if you want to have a look at it. I actually forget what the film itself was about, but I think it was incidental that this bed was in it. But it's grown really well now, hasn't it?
This is a different variety of foxglove, and then I've got a short one and a tall one, and they're really, really nice. So I've only managed to find one colour, but I'm seeing that there are other colours, and I'd really like to get them.
This one's a bit shorter, huh?
Yeah, I didn't read the measurement when I bought that one. I just sort of go, oh, that's nice. So I try to design and balance the beds, but sometimes that doesn't work out. And then these ones are, I think they're going to be a light pink, sort of a pom-pom.
Oh, that'd be nice.
So I've got some plants that I've never bought before.
What's this going to turn into, do you know?
I've forgotten, it was a long time ago.
Oh, well, it'll be a surprise when it comes.
What are you doing?
I planted a heap of Flounder poppies and they're doing really well. It isn't really good with the wind though. There are areas of the garden that's all flopped over. I have had to string it up a little bit.
When things go this tall.
Yeah, and I've got these self-seeders that from a long time ago, Queen's Lace.
Queen Anne's Lace or something.
Yeah, and they're just giants. They've grown bigger than ever. Sort of okay, that's okay. And there are roses in here, but they're a bit lost. I really like this garden bed. It has my happy cottage colours, the apricots and the purples, and my new rose that's having its second flower is called Summer Song, and a David Austin. It's really nice. And so over the years I hope it'll, be an autumn colour, a lot more. And these are different, a campanula. And can it see?
Got another one up there.
Yeah, can you see there a different variety of campanula? This one's really good because it just keeps coming and multiplies really well at the bottom.
And this all came from just
one little plant. So
it's spread like
it's
anything.
sort of working out really well.
Lots of beautiful spring colour.
Yeah, it's really long and going really well. About a year ago we started working on this garden bed. There were some bigger trees that were in here, about 3 plants.
And the magnolias.
Yeah, and oh no, there was more than that.
And there was a couple of rhododendrons.
And a hebe bush.
Yep.
And anyway, I thought, I've got all these other plants out there, well, I should really just put it all in one rather than have scattered plants, and it has worked out well. It's quite a mix of stuff, don't you think? It looks
quickly
nice.
turning into a jungle.
Yeah, but it's good jungle.
But I really like that plant. You know what it's called? That
I'll look it up.
Yellow.
The orange.
I like the way the flowers have the 2 tones in there.
Yeah, it's not just one tone.
It's really fiery. It should be named something to do with fire.
Yeah, I don't remember the name. But it's worked out really well, and over time the bidden plants I've multiplied from other ones that I've had, and just sort of make a yellow border to go with it. But having so many has worked out. There's no weeds competition.
There's going to be more flowers here soon.
Yeah, it's sort of, do you like it?
Yeah.
Do you like your
really
wife's garden?
This corner's really turned out nice. Really changed it to what it was.
Oh yeah, it was pretty ordinary, and you could see it was lacking. I have gems in here, and the yellow and the orange are flowering now, but I actually had all winter. I was really impressed with that, to have some colour in winter. The orange flowered the entire winter and spring, and now we're into summer, and it's just continued on, so it's really nice.
When is it going to stop?
There you go. Oh, I hope it flowers when I cut it back. I hope it comes back in winter again. It's just so good.
buds coming here,
Yeah.
new flower buds.
I was
So,
just like, you know, winter's always
almost continuous.
boring, no colour, and now it's come up again. It just keeps going. The yellow it didn't, it's only just come up now. But the orange has just kept on going.
Such a bright, fiery orange
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it's been
It's a little bit of an odd plant with the flowers so high
Yeah, they do flop
and
over.
sparse, but it's still nice. It was really nice in winter to see that colour.
Yeah, and that orange.
Add the orange with the wallflower
Yeah,
there as well.
that's right.
Really good.
So my thing now is we've got spring and summer flowers, to work on what flowers in the worst time of the year. You know, winter, to get colour through autumn and winter, which has worked out.
Right.
And it's such an intense colour, isn't it? There are oranges that are not great, but this is a nice orange.
Well, there's lots more to see in the garden, but I think that's going to be all for today. It's getting a little bit too windy now, and a bit harder to get good audio. So we hope you've enjoyed this little wander around.
We always garden, no matter what size you have, we always have a space for some colour.